The starship Vanguard of Dawn drifted into orbit around the planet Selithra with the silent caution of a predator that knew it had trespassed into a more dangerous hunter's territory. On board, the crew stood in hushed anticipation, and even the humming machinery seemed to soften its voice. After all, everyone knew what waited for them below. The Critheri hive, ruled by a being so ancient and powerful that countless species refused even to speak her name. She was known only as the Queen of Many Eyes. And no one, absolutely no one, dared to meet her gaze. No one except a human named Dr. Elias Rowan. A xenobiologist, diplomat, and, many whispered, an incurable idealist. Rowan had volunteered for the diplomatic mission when the Critheri unexpectedly summoned representatives from the United Stellar Assembly. It was the first time in recorded galactic history that the hive had invited anyone into its territory without a prior declaration of war. Rowan, however, had a different theory. "It's an opportunity," he had insisted weeks before the descent to Selithra. "If the Queen wanted to destroy us, she wouldn't have sent an invitation. This is a bridge in the making." The other diplomats had exchanged worried glances. Bridges built with beings who could melt minds with a single glare were rarely safe to cross. But still they agreed to the mission. And thus a landing party was sent, Rowan included, into the shimmering crystalline forests that made Selithra glow like a bioluminescent jewel beneath the starlight. Beginning, the summons. The alien escort, a procession of towering Critheri drones with chitinous armor and multifaceted golden eyes, led them through the forest. The ground pulsed beneath their boots as though the planet itself breathed in slow, rumbling intervals. Strange, translucent insects drifted like drifting shards of glass, chiming when they bumped into each other. "It's beautiful," Rowan whispered. "It's terrifying," muttered Tarsk, the scaled ambassador from the Yeren Dominion. Lieutenant Mara Jensen, head of human security, kept her hand tightly on the grip of her plasma sidearm. "Stay alert. Beauty doesn't mean safe." But Rowan stepped lightly, his gaze alive with curiosity. Every detail fascinated him, every vibration, every scent, every flicker of movement. He had studied dozens of sentient insectoid species, but nothing had prepared him for the enormity of the Critheri hive. The procession finally stopped at the mouth of a massive cavern. Organic spires curled outward like the petals of a cosmic flower, pulsating with internal light. The interior was filled with an endless symphony of clicking, humming, and rustling. Thousands of drones working in perfect synchronicity. At the center throne of woven crystalline silk and hardened resin sat the alien queen. She was immense, easily larger than a shuttlecraft, with a sleek exoskeleton that shimmered like polished obsidian. A crown of glowing eyes, 7 pairs arranged in elegant arcs, gleamed above her head. Those who had survived encounters with her drones always said the same thing. Do not look into her central eyes. Those who do feel their sanity unravel. The delegation bowed deeply, eyes lowering to the ground, except for Elias Rowan. He lifted his gaze, and he smiled. Middle. The meeting of gazes. The effect was immediate. The cavern quieted. Thousands of drones froze mid-movement. Air vibrated as if holding its breath. Lieutenant Jensen hissed under hers. "Rowan, what are you doing?" The Queen's central eyes, 5 swirling amber spheres, focused on Rowan. Her voice echoed directly into every mind in the chamber. "You look where others dare not." Her psychic tone was a tidal wave. Several ambassadors stumbled, clutching their heads. Rowan felt it too, a pressure like gravity trying to crush his thoughts, but he steadied himself. "I look," he said aloud, "because you invited us here. And because every story I've heard about you has been written by those afraid to see who you truly are." A slow, rumbling vibration rolled through the hive, something between a purr and an earthquake. "Humans are foolish," the queen said. "Yet you are unlike the others. Not broken. Not bent. Why do you smile?" Rowan inhaled, steadying his mind against the psychic probing. "Because I'm honored. And because I want peace." Ambassador Tarsk stepped forward shakily. "Great Queen, we only seek to honor your call." "Silence!" The command reverberated like a physical blow. Tarsk staggered back. But Rowan remained standing. The Queen's attention returned to him. "The others fear my gaze." "You see too deeply for most," Rowan said gently. "You see truth without permission. But I have nothing to hide from you." Her mandibles twitched. To the drones, the motion was a signal. Half the hive shuddered in awe. "You are transparent, human. Yet, there is something unusual in you. You are not dominated by fear." Rowan chuckled. "Oh, believe me, I'm terrified. I'm just good at using terror as a motivator." The Queen's thousands of eyes blinked in a rippling wave across her carapace. "I have called you here," she continued, "because a war comes that even I cannot face alone." A hush fell over the chamber. "War," Jensen whispered. Rowan stepped forward. "Against whom?" A low, thrumming sound rippled through the Queen's wings. "The Devourer Star. A being that consumes minds, worlds, and stars themselves. It approaches this region of space." "Impossible," Tarsk breathed. Rowan felt a cold knot tighten in his chest. He had read theories, rumors, of a cosmic entity that fed on psychic energy. "And you want an alliance," Rowan said. "I want a champion," the Queen corrected, her voice rattling through bone and air alike. "One who can meet my gaze and not shatter. One whose mind can touch mine without breaking." She leaned closer. Massive, imposing, terrifying. "I want you, Elias Rowan." Gasps filled the chamber. Lieutenant Jensen surged forward. "You can't just claim him." Rowan raised a hand. "Mara, it's okay." "Rowan, no it's not. She wants to what? Fuse minds. Share consciousness. That's suicide." But Rowan stepped forward until he was directly before the Queen. "Why me?" he asked. The Queen lowered her massive head. "Because you smiled at me. And in that smile, I saw a future where my kind is not alone in the dark." Rowan felt his heartbeat slow, as if the universe itself waited for his answer. End. The bond and the promise. The Queen extended one massive limb, sharp enough to puncture hull plating but steady as stone before Rowan's face. "Elias," Jensen whispered, voice breaking. "Don't do this." He gave her a soft, reassuring glance. "We came here to build a bridge. If this is the bridge the galaxy needs, then someone has to take the first step." With a deep breath, Rowan placed his palm against the Queen's limb. Light enveloped them both. He felt her mind, vast, ancient, filled with millions of interwoven voices, touch his own. For a moment he felt weightless, then anchored by something immense and unyielding. And she felt him. His courage, his curiosity, his hope, like a spark that ignited warmth in the cold expanse of her consciousness. When the light faded, Rowan stood unchanged, yet profoundly transformed. The Queen's many eyes glowed with new color. "The bond is formed," she proclaimed. "Human and Crithari, individual and hive. Together we will face the darkness." The drones bowed in synchronized waves. Rowan turned to his companions, offering that same calm, fearless smile. "The war ahead will be like nothing we've ever faced," he said. "But we won't face it alone. And behind him the alien queen, once the galaxy's most terrifying unknown, rose with a renewed aura. Not as a conqueror, not as a monster, but as an ally. For the first time in history, someone had met her gaze and smiled. And the galaxy would never be the same.